Our special guest today is both a friend and an industry colleague, Adolfo Perez from Carnival Cruise Lines. He is the Senior Vice President of Global Sales and Trade Marketing. Trade, for those that you don't know, that really means the agency partners around the globe, right? And so Adolfo is really responsible for all countries with partners like inCruises is to Carnival Cruise Line. So Adolfo's got a long history with Carnival Cruise Line. I'll let him tell you maybe the number of years, but when I started in the industry, and I told many of you that I'm in my 33rd year of being in the cruise industry, Adolfo Perez is one of the friends at Carnival that I first met when joining the industry with Cruises Only back in 1989. So Iri, if you could turn on Adolfo's.
Yes, let's just give a huge round of applause and all the hearts and all your emotions to Adolfo. Thank you so much for being here with us, and the floor is yours.
I can speak a few of the languages that I see coming up. Hablo español, and I'm going to be in Spain August 10th, or actually August 11th through the 20th vacation. So I'm looking forward to that. Jealous that you're already there. So hola para los españoles y a todos los latino-americanos. Também falo português, posso falar com a gente do Brasil também, mas eu não sou brasileiro, sou cubano, mas prazer. And bienvenue à tous les Français. No, we'll stop with the translation.
Well done.
The translators are going to get confused here as I speak. So, Skid, thanks, and Tatiana, thank you so much for having me. Skid, you're right. I have known you for a long time, and I started at Carnival 7 years before you started. So you started in 1989 at Cruises Only, and I started in January of 1982 at Carnival Cruise Line. When I was 16 years old. So you guys do the math about how old I am today. Skidge has been a great friend for many years. He's worked at different locations. Of course, I've been stuck at Carnival for 41 years. Always from the Carnival side, but it's great to, always share some time with you. So today, I know that we're going to go through some of these slides to talk about what's going on at Carnival. There's a lot of stuff going on at Carnival. We've had an amazing restart. We just welcomed our 100 millionth guest last couple months ago. First cruise line to ever have 100 million guests sail on board their cruise line. So we're really, really happy about that. Got a lot of new stuff coming, new ships, new itineraries, new food items, entertainment, all that kind of stuff. So I'll start walking through the slides if that's okay. One of the things that we've been focusing on at Carnival in our advertising is about, we've always talked about Carnival being the fun cruise line. We own fun. And after the pandemic, we really realized how much people wanted to get back together again. So we changed slightly our tagline from Choose Fun to Choose Fun Together. We've really taken that in a big way. You can see Times Square. We've been advertising in a lot of different places, indoor, outdoor, in movie theaters, on TV, and really just pushing this message about people wanting to reconnect and choosing fun together. And this is a shot of the Mardi Gras, which is is that a video? Oops. Well, let's do the video.
I think the video.
Can you guys hear?
But it isn't always an easy one.
Can you guys hear it?
Because you've got stuff to do.
Are you watching the video?
Live stuff.
Are you
stressing stuff. Fortunately, we created an escape from all that.
Typically,
it started a bit over 50 years ago
when
a man set out with a second-hand ship and a belief cruising should be accessible to everyone and
video's playing.
fun.
I don't hear it
Most
either.
definitely fun. A belief
Maybe
passed down from father to son,
from
ship to ship. And in the process, my oh my, how those ships have continued to be amazing fun
Starlink
machines.
Internet at sea.
Our secret sauce, combining the pure awesomeness of our ships with team members from all over the globe who know how to make the 1 gazillion experiences you can have on a Carnival ship unforgettable. Yep, get ready to make your other memories jealous, because fun is in our DNA. Tirelessly tested, cruise in and cruise out, day and night, every season of the year. You know, fun isn't a nice to have. It's a necessity. It makes you a better person, a better parent, a better friend. It helps you live your best life. So go carpe that diem. Sure, you might look a little silly doing it, but holy sea cow, doesn't it feel so freeing? This is how life was meant to be lived. And look, we know that fun's relative. His fun is different than her fun is different from theirs, is different from yours. Maybe your fun is flying down a giant water slide, or racing through the sky, or simply taking a moment to let out a deep, ah. Nice, right? We can all do our own thing, or we can splash around together. But here's the thing, fun doesn't just happen. You have to want it. You've got to opt in. You've got to grab fun when it floats your way. And after 50 years and over 100 million guests, we still believe this one thing. Fun is a choice. We're here to help make it an easy one. So let's do this. Carnival. Choose fun.
Well, I hope you could hear that. Could you guys hear it? Because I could.
Yeah, I think so. Based on some of the comments in the chat box,
Yeah.
it seems that. So yeah, Iria, who's our moderator, program manager, is confirming that. Yeah, everybody's hearing it.
Okay.
I think it's just the bandwidth that I'm on that didn't allow it to come through.
Well, I'm on Starlink too, but in Georgia.
Yeah.
And it has some hiccups every once in a while, but for the most part, it's an amazing internet service compared to what I could get before. So anyhow, you saw that's what we call really our brand essence video, and you get an idea as to what Carnival is all about. And it really is a fun brand. And I was watching some of the comments. I saw a lot of people have been on Mardi Gras, we're going on Celebration. And it really is a great brand. It's somewhere where you can enjoy, like it says, you're with your family together, or you have times to do things on your own and get back together as a family for dinner, whatever it is. Carnival is a great product and really a lot of fun for all of you, even from all over the world. One of the things that we've been working on a lot is the private destinations. And we have a few of those. We currently have Half Moon Key that we go to. We also go to Princess Keys, and then we have private destination at Amber Cove, and a few others. And that's one of the things that we've been focusing on. And one of the big ones that we're going to be launching is in Grand Bahama Island or near Freeport. We're going to be doing a huge private location, and these are the ones we currently have. I forgot about Mahogany Bay, and then Grand Bahama Island. I think it's actually coming in 2025. I keep checking with my team to confirm. I know the original plan was 2024, and we've taken a strip of property on Grand Bahama Island, and we are going to convert it into one of the most amazing private destinations that you can imagine with. With shops and food venues and pools and zip lines and, bungalows and all that kind of stuff where you can really go and enjoy the private location where you just have kind of the beach to yourselves and to the ships that you're, the two ships that can be hosted at that time. As far as culinary experiences, Skidgel, I think you and I talked about this once before that sometimes we don't get enough credit for our food. But Carnival has some of the most amazing food available at sea. And I would venture to say it crosses across different types of cruise lines as well, not just contemporary, but even sometimes better than some of the premium lines. We do a lot of inclusive foods, as you know. We have Guy's Burgers. If you've been on a Carnival cruise and had a Guy's Burgers, you know how amazing those are. We have Blue Iguana Cantina. We have obviously the main dining room. We have the Pig and Anchor. We have all sorts of different culinary experiences, and we're really focusing on improving even more. And we've been working with Emeril and if you don't know Emeril Lagasse, he's a celebrity chef that we had been working now on since the Mardi Gras was launched with his first bistro at sea. And then on the Carnival Celebration, we have the second one, and then the Carnival Jubilee, we'll have the third Emeril's Bistro. And not only is he got these restaurants that offer these amazing foods for breakfast, lunch, and even dinner a la carte, his food, he's also been appointed as our Chief Culinary Officer. And as the chief culinary officer, he's been very involved in curating the menus on board the ships. So about a month and a half ago, we actually were experimenting with 60 new menu items that Emerald had worked on with our culinary staff. And we had piloted it on the Carnival Dream. And because it was so successful, we've decided to roll that out on a much quicker rollout basis. So most of the fleet will be done by the end of the year with all these new culinary delicious items that Emerald Lagasse has really been involved with. Here's one of the great ones, the beef Wellington. There's a banana cream pie. He's been working with our chefs, like I said, to create these new menu items, and now they're going to be rolling those out, as you can imagine.
You know, Adolfo, I saw that when that came out. I have some friends and family that were all going together on the Mardi Gras for New Year's this year.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as I saw those menu items with the detail come across them,
Yeah.
I was immediately sending to them, you know, this is going to the next level, which is great. It's awesome.
Yeah. The shrimp poke, the duck, all sorts of new items. And of course, you know, sometimes people really like what they like, and they have, you know, we still have some of those classics on board. One of the most famous ones that I jokingly, I do this thing called Carnival Insider News once a month, and I jokingly said that the melting chocolate cake was going off the menu, and I was kidding. So don't believe that the chocolate melting cake, which is the most famous dessert we have on board the ship, is there for sure and will remain. As far as deployment goes, we have, like I said, we have a lot of new itineraries. We've got new ships. As I told you, we had 100 million guests sail on Carnival this year, and we've had very, very strong bookings. So if you haven't booked your cruise yet, you better hurry up, because there's very little space left in 2023, and then 2024 is available, obviously, but things are booking up fast. The booking, what we call the booking window, is how much time prior to the cruise that you actually book your reservation. Those are extending quite a bit. So instead of what may have been, 6 months prior to cruising in the past, now you're looking at 8 or 9 months in advance. And people who are booking early are getting the best deals. All right, so this is something Skidgel, were you? I can't remember now. Everything kind of like rolls in together. Were you on the Venezia with us in New York?
I was not. No, I had a conflict there. Yes, Calvin had invited, but we couldn't make it.
Yeah. So we just launched sort of a new product. It's really a Carnival cruise at the heart of it, but it really leans into Costa's Italian heritage, and we call it Fun Italian Style. So Carnival Fun Italian Style. Carnival Corporation, which is the parent company of Carnival Cruise Line, also owns Holland America Line, Princess, Seabourn, Costa, AIDA, all these 9 different cruise brands. And Costa had a branch in China, and 2 of the ships that were built specifically for the Chinese market were the Carnival Venezia and which is now called the Carnival Venezia, and the Carnival Firenze. And those ships were originally designed to be launched in China. Obviously, we all know what happened. We weren't able to go back to China. And because Costa was already getting several big brand new ships, the size of the Celebration and the Mardi Gras, it made more sense for those ships to be transferred to the Carnival brand, because we had already been full on with our restart. And when you work in a company where you can move assets around, obviously hotels, you can't move from one place to another, but ships, you can move from one place to the other. And it made more sense for those ships to be put into the Carnival fleet. And Carnival spent about $70 million updating basically a brand new ship. But we really wanted to make sure that the guests that know and love Carnival have the things on board that they expect. And that's what we did. So the Carnival Venezia started sailing. She did her transatlantic in May of this year, ended up in New York, where she's now home ported, doing multiple length cruises. So we have as short as 4 days to Bermuda. We have Journeys cruises down to the Southern Caribbean. and really a lot of different options from New York. And then the Firenze, her sister ship, will be joining the Carnival fleet in May of next year. So May 2nd is her inaugural cruise from Long Beach, California, where she'll be doing Mexico Riviera cruises from Long Beach.
Adolfo, did I hear, or maybe I was just willing it, that the do you hear me okay?
I just don't want the video to play while you're talking. Sorry.
Yeah. Is it playing?
No, I stopped it.
Yeah. So Venezia is going to come down to Port Canaveral at some point?
Yeah, for the winter of 2024 to 2025. She will be sailing cruises out of Port Canaveral, doing 7 days, and I think a couple of Journeys cruises as well. But yeah, she will be home ported in Port Canaveral for the winter season in 2024-25.
inCruises partners and members, I live right by Port Canaveral. So the offer stands. Anytime you're going to board one of the Carnival ships, in particular Venezia, when she's here in the winter, give me a holler. I would love to meet up.
Well, you're not allowed on board the ship, Skidge. I'm just kidding. Ever since that incident a few years ago, you're blacklisted from the Carnival ship. No, I'm just kidding.
my incident, I took a picture of that incident. I wasn't part of it.
I remember some of those incidents from the 80s. We won't get into those from the cruises only days. But anyway, I do have this short video from Carnival Venezia that I hope you guys enjoy. Pretty cool, huh? Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I was reading some of the comments. It got a lot of great comments from the audience here. One of the questions was, is it good for Venezia and Firenze good for kids? Absolutely. We have our kids clubs on board for all the different age groups. There's a lot of things. We'll probably be leaning into some of the Italian heritage of Costa and maybe making Venetian masks with the kids and those kinds of things. So yeah, absolutely. Carnival Fun Italian style for both families and couples. So yeah. And honestly, Skidge, when I first heard about the Venezia and Firenze, I wasn't sure what to expect. I hadn't been on a Costa ship in a long time, and I was a little, like sometimes they're a little bit too thematic, and Venezia, and it's about Venice, but let me tell you, when you get on board that ship, you really feel like you're transported into Italy. It's done really well. The finishes on board are spectacular. They've really done a great job. And like I said, we spent $70 million on updating basically a brand new ship. And, there was a lot of retail stores on board the Venezia and the Firenze because it was for the Chinese market, and that's what they like to do on vacation. So there's a new restaurant, and you probably saw it in the video. It's called Il Viaggio. It is a specialty restaurant. Beautiful, beautiful restaurant. But that section, I don't know, you've been on Vista Class though, right, Skidge?
Yes. Yeah.
You've been on Vista Class. You know where the Pig and Anchor is on Promenade?
Right. I was on the horizon.
Yeah. So that space was all retail stores before. So we've ripped out all those retail stores. We still have a lot of retail on board the ship. It probably has more retail than any of our other Carnival ships. But we ripped out that whole section and basically created the Il Viaggio restaurant, as well as the Frizzante bar and a really nice seating area. And it really is beautiful. I mean, the fact that you can find a real gondola in the main dining room. If you've been on Vista Class, it doesn't have Havana cabanas, but it does have the terrazze rooms, which are similar to the Havana cabana. And the Havana bar area is called Carnival, and it is beautiful. Looks a little different than Havana, but it's beautiful, very Italian inspired. And one of the things that's great too, Skidge, is this pool has Magrodome. So even though when you're leaving New York and it's still cold out, you have the ability to cover the pool and still get to use the pool as you get into the warmer waters of the Caribbean and the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, that's great. Almost a must sailing from New York.
Yeah.
Many of our members have sailed with Costa, both Venezia and Firenze, when she was Venezia, in particular going out of Istanbul. And then when Firenze was going from the UAE, those are two very popular embarkation ports with our membership out there. So I can't wait to hear the feedback when they have the opportunity to sail it under the Carnival flag and the Carnival brand and the enhancements that Carnival's made to it. So it's the same architecture and hull, but it's definitely going to be a different experience.
Yeah, different decor on board. Like I said, we lean into the Italian heritage. So you'll see an Italian street festival. You'll see a Venetian mask, party. So even though I'm telling you, it's still a Carnival ship, and it's Carnival crew members, Carnival team members, entertainment, everything on board. But when Italy is such a great country. The culture, the cuisine. And why not lean into that and really, take advantage of the fact that it's coming from our Italian brand. And the ship's beautiful. I haven't seen the Firenze yet. I'll see it when she gets ready to come out. But Venezia was impressive. Jay Leno was the godfather. First time we ever had a godfather on for one of our ships. But since she was already really named, we couldn't have another godmother. So we had a godfather this time.
Right, and there's that seafarers superstitions and practices that you don't rename a ship.
Rename it.
Right? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and we actually didn't even use a champagne bottle. We renamed her because she is Carnival Venezia now, not Costa Venezia. But we used instead of using a champagne bottle, we used a gigantic bottle of Aperol on stage. Clever. to name the ship. Once again, not to ruin the tradition, the seafarer tradition, and superstitions and all that stuff. So, well, you can see that we talked a little bit about this. The ship is sailing from New York now, doing all sorts of different itineraries. Make sure you get book early. She will be going to Port Canaveral coming December of this year for the winter season. And then we're really excited about the Firenze coming as well. So make sure you check with that. Carnival Jubilee. I'm probably more excited about Carnival Jubilee than any other ship that we have. I mean, obviously, I love that we launched the Luminosa, we launched the Celebration, we launched the Venezia. Now we're going to be launching the Jubilee. That's the next one. And she just did her float out in Germany. So for those of you that are here from Germany, this is Carnival Cruise Line's first ship ever built in Germany. We built its two sister ships of the Jubilee in Turku in Finland at the Meyer Werft, and then this one is being built in the Meyer Werft yard in Papenburg, Germany. And we're really excited. We're going to be having a shipyard visit with our travel advisors in Germany, just because of the pride of getting to build a ship in their country. And we're gonna make sure we take advantage. But she was just floated out. You can see the big Texas star. She's gonna be going to Texas. Galveston will be her home port. And we're really excited about that. And the ship is gonna be so welcome there. They keep asking for new ships in Galveston. I think this is the first brand new ship they're getting. Although maybe they got the Magic for a while too. Anyway, beautiful ship, sister to the Celebration. Just those ships, if you haven't been on one of the new, what we call Excel class ships, so Mardi Gras, Celebration, soon to be Jubilee, these are game changers. These ships are a revolution in our ship design, where I feel like we've evolved over the many decades that we've been building ships. These ships are a true departure and really, really are amazing. Talked a little bit about having more itineraries. We're doing the Carnival Luminosa 31-day cruise. I think that's our longest cruise on record. Repositioning from Seattle to Brisbane, or she's going to do a short stint in Sydney, actually, because we chartered her for 4 sailings out of Sydney, and then she'll go back to Brisbane for her 6-month season there as well. So make sure, a lot of people don't think about Carnival in Australia, Skidge, and we do have 2 ships. We have the Carnival Splendor. I saw somebody asking for more ships in Australia. Well, we have 1.5 ships now, and if you guys help us fill them at good prices, we will have more ships. So we count on you guys helping us justify having more ships there. And then we have the Miracle. So Galveston is a huge market for us, and we're excited to have the Miracle. She'll be doing some longer cruises out of Galveston. And then the Carnival Legend will be going back to Europe next year, and we're really excited about that. She's right now the Pride is there, but Legend's going back next year. All right, so as I was saying this before, and Skid, you're probably aware of this, I mean, space is tight. 2023 is pretty much gone. Don't think it's completely gone. We still have space to sell, but, or for you guys to sail on, but make sure that you get an opportunity to book it as early as possible because space is really flying off the shelves. We'll be actually opening up more of 2025 and even 2026. Can you believe that, Skid? You remember the days where we had like maybe 12 months of sailings open? Now we're looking at 2 years, even more in some cases, 2.5 years.
I think that's awesome, though. Mm-hmm. People want to plan ahead. I know.
And you truly do get the way our pricing works is the further out you book, the better pricing you get. Because our goal is to raise pricing as we get closer to sailing, so people are encouraged to book, sooner. All right, so I told you a little bit about this. We had 100 million guest sales since 19. Can you believe 100 million people? I mean, that's the size. That's bigger than some countries. I think about the UK, Australia. They don't have 100 million people, but we've had 100 million people on Carnival, and they're from all over the world. They've been, we've had guests from every corner of the earth, and we're really excited about that. And I can see you guys are very international. So hopefully we'll be able to welcome more of our international guests on board. All right. One of the things that we're very proud of is military veterans, and that we carry more military on our ships than any other cruise line. We always have an event on board honoring veterans. A lot of times they get to tell their stories. I've been to them, and it can be a pretty emotional time as they're talking about their experience. We also started adding a lounge for, I mean, anybody can go to it, but it's called the Heroes Lounge. And it's, for really to dedicate, it's dedicated to our military and first responders on board. We work with Operation Homefront, which is a great organization. One of the things that I don't know if you guys hear about tunnels to towers. I've personally thought that that's such an incredible thing. Carnival doesn't have a specific relationship with them, but I started donating some money to them because of the work that they do for the people who really sacrifice everything for us.
Yeah, my wife Jean and I have been donating to Tunnel for Towers for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I kept telling myself I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, and I was lazy, and finally the other day I said I'm doing it now, and I went on their website and set up an auto donation.
Adolfo,
All right,
what
so
about other militaries? I've had the questions before about some of the service members that have served, obviously over in Europe and
yeah.
in other countries. I mean, there's the programming that looked like was on board is really just around the U.S. military. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, the programming, I mean, anybody that's a veteran should be able to attend. Obviously, we carry a lot of Americans. Our focus has always been North America. We have, the vast majority. We do have an international sales department based in London, and we service the world. But at the end of the day, we have our strategy has been sourcing mostly from the U.S., but we want all of you guys to go too, international as well. We have representation in many countries, and we are committed to the international market. As far as getting back to your specific question, I know that we have the military rates here in the U.S. It's something that we will absolutely look at about offering it in some of the other countries. Part of it is the whole verification process, making sure that they're actually military members. But, we obviously have a lot of allies around the world that have also, given up their lives, and their families have given up so much for the whole world. So it's definitely not a bad idea, and something that we should be looking at for sure.
Sure. So that's just definitely worth a future conversation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then these are some of the awards that we've been awarded. Somebody was asking about, families. We've won Best Cruise Line for Families with multiple publications, third consecutive year with Travel Weekly, U.S. News and World Resort. The Points Guy has us as the best mainstream, best value for money at Cruise Critic. So you can see there's a lot of awards, and we are committed not only to winning these awards, but we want to continue to improve the product so that we continue to win these based on the experiences that you have on board our ships. And I think that's it.